All right, guys. So let's get down to the nitty gritty. I had two meets in these past 3 weeks. The first meet was very interesting. I ran the 100 and I ran the 400. Um, in the 100, I ran 11.39. Definitely not my best. Uh, it was tough. Um, but I mean, it is what it is, right? It already happened. I already had time to reflect upon it. But like I said, I ran 11.39. Definitely not the fastest time at all. Definitely not up to my potential at all. I definitely thought I was going to run at least like 11.1, 11 flat, maybe even 10.9 based on how my practices were going. But, you know, practice shape and race shape are two different things. And like I said, I haven't run a 100. You see me do like time trials and stuff in practice, but running against people definitely was a big difference. I felt good. I had a great start. It kind of surprised me actually how good my start was, because I haven't touched blocks like that all year. I don't really have a block. I just actually purchased some blocks a couple days ago to correct that problem. But after like 60, 50, 60 meters, I didn't really have my usual turnover that I usually have. Um so yeah, that 11.39, they started to leave me after that, and I'm not used to that because I'm used to chasing people in the 100. So that was interesting. It was a very humbling experience. But nothing more humbling than what I'm about to tell you next. I ran the 400, and I ran 54.8 seconds out of lane one. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That was a L, guys. That was a big L. Um, but like I said, in every L, there's a lesson and something to be learned before you can get back on it. Just for the record, I never ran a 54 ever. I, I don't think I ran a 54 in high school. But in a combination between the wind and the weather, and it being my first 400 in I think since like 2018. Like I haven't ran really a 400 with people. Yeah, I think since 2018. And I thought I had the race rhythm down. No, I did not. I did not. I did not. I did not. And honestly, looking back at my practices, I wasn't really conditioned to run the 400 the way I thought I was. Um yeah, I wasn't really conditioned. Like I think you guys saw the time trial 250 I had. I'm in really good conditioning for the 1 and 2 right now, and the way that my body works is that when I'm really fast for the 100 and 200, and I do the necessary work to stay conditioned for the 400, it makes my 400 even better. So that 400 was crazy. I think I hit the 300 at like 39:40. It was just overall, it was just a really bad rate. It was a really bad meet. Um, but I took that L. I took that L, and I just, I'm learning from it, and I switched up accordingly to make sure that I don't have that mistake again. All right. But that was my first meet. So, I had another meet coming up, and it was just one of those things where I need to see where I was at. It wasn't enough time for me to necessarily make big corrections in my training, but I had to see where I was at consistency wise for the 100 and 200. So for the 100 and 200 of the next meet, it was at a different location, a little bit warmer. And in my 100, I ran 11:66. Again, not my best work. Definitely, like I don't even, I was at a loss when I heard the time and saw the time. It was really disrespectful to who I am as an athlete. After that, I ran the 200. I ran 23:8. Again, like, excuse me. Again, a big L. You know what I'm saying? And again, it's one of those things where it can be either a loss or a lesson in terms of what I need to do to correct myself. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you guys some of the training and some of the practices that I did leading up to these races to kind of show you like the difference between practice shape and race shape. Specifically heading into my second meet, there's certain trainings that I did that would that was telling me that I was at least gonna run like 23 flat or faster. Like 23 is not a usual place for me to be in a 200. Maybe in like a time trial because there's not really anyone to push you, but in a race, definitely not. Definitely not. And I know specifically in that 200 and in the 100. Excuse me. I know specifically in the 100 and 200 that after certain portions or points in the race, I had no I felt no sensation to turn over anymore, and that's unusual for me. It wasn't that they beat me because I was slow. Like I was leading both races in the first 40 to 50 meters, which is, for me, really good because I usually come from behind. But the fact I was leading those races 40 and 50 meters in, and the winning times weren't that crazy. The winning time for the 100 was like a 10.95, and the winning time for the 200 in my heat was like a 23.2. So these aren't times that are unusual to me, or I'm not able to get. But the problem was that after 50 or 60 meters into the race, I had no sensation to turn over. So maybe in a different video, I'll tell you guys how I kind of picked apart what I need to improve on, and how certain signs in my training and certain signs in these meets. Because if I didn't have these meets and take these L's, I would be doing the same. I wouldn't make the corrections that I need to in order to be successful, in order to run faster. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to show you these videos of the meets and the practices, and you really get to a really wide scope view of how I actually did. All right. So hope you enjoy it. D Brown with Track Headz. I'm gonna see if I can make this one long video so that you guys can really get the full view and image of what was going on. All right. So appreciate you guys for watching in advance. And yeah, I hope you guys are training, and you get to see what I really mean and get to learn from this information that I have here for you today. All right. So without further ado, it's D Brown with Track Headz. I'll see y'all later. Peace.
Alright guys, here we are at the beginning of the race, and pow! We come off, had a really good start, drive into the 50, feel good, and then all of a sudden it's like my body does not want to turn over. So yeah, that sucked. Yeah guys, I do not want to lie to you. I did not want to show this 400, me struggling through this 54.8, but I think it's very important and an important lesson to learn about, first, being authentic and showing you guys that track and field ain't all just PRs and awesome practices and hitting your goal paces and hitting your goals all the time. Sometimes you have these times where you get your ass kicked and you have to find a way to double down, figure out what you can correct and correct that. So, this race, definitely not the highlight of my life, but it's something that I am going to always remember because, later on in this season, I'm definitely going to be breaking through and running some seasons best and running some faster times, because 54 is nowhere near what I can do at all. So yeah, I think this is very important, just, for you guys just to see. It's important to reflect and nothing to be embarrassed about. Thanks for watching.